श्रीगणेशाय नमः। श्रीसरस्वत्यै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। प्रसन्नतां यान गताभिषेकतः मुखं नमम्ले वनवासदुःखतः मुखाम्बुजश्रीरघुनन्दनस्य मे सदास्तु सा मञ्जुलमङ्गलप्रदा। We had started seeing Rama Raksha Stotra and we had started with its Devata, Chanda, Kilak, etc. We had discussed why should I chant Rama Raksha Stotra, and in that we had seen that it is my Upasya Devata and for all my troubles he alone is the answer. The verse shloka which I chanted right now, it is one of the two verses which I find very important from Ramacharitmanas. The two verses meaning two verses which are describing Prabhu Ramachandra. So the first one, the one which I chanted, is Prasannatam yana gata abhishekataha. I am chanting Rama Raksha Stotra, of course. I am going to chant, yes. But what should be the goal in my mind? In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that whatever that you meditate upon, whatever that you think of, that you will become. But by chanting Rama Raksha Stotra, what should I aspire to be? This is one of the things. If you look at Prabhu Ramachandraji's life, it is a very extraordinary, not so usual, and all the sufferings that he had to go through, then you will realize what is the caliber of Prabhu Ramachandraji is as a human being. See, of course we adore him as an avatara, as a devata, everything is true. But if you look at him, his life, how he lived not as an avatara but as a human being. And when we describe him as avatara, or when we take him for granted as avatara, we are not paying attention to what he did and what he achieved as a human being. In the evening or in the morning, he was told that, Rama, I have decided that I am going to coronate you as next king. It was Yuvarajyabhisheka. Yuvarajyabhisheka as in he will be the king after the present king's death passing. Prabhu Ramachandraji said, okay, if that is your wish and that is the wish of Devata and Rishi Muni, so will happen. What happened the next day? By the evening, by night time, he was told that you have to go to Vanavasa in exile for 14 years. and the terms and conditions were strict. You are not supposed to stay in any nagara. It is not exile from this kingdom. Vanavasa, staying in forest, you are not supposed to re-enter any nagara. That's why Prabhu Ramachandraji did not enter Kishkindha. He stayed outside. He did not enter Lanka. He stayed outside because it is a nagar, it is a city. He has to abide by the rule, abide by the promise that he gave. These are the two contrasting experiences, contrasting news. One is the most auspicious, most happy, and another one is the sad one. Between these both conditions, between these both situations, the person whose face remained calm as it was earlier, neither it got elated, neither it got sad, deflated, that is Prabhu Ramachandra. Equanimity of mind. Are we able to survive? Are we able to stay that calm? That is the question. Prasannatam yana gatabhishekataha mukham na mamale vanavasa dukkatha. The prasannata, the happiness, the pleasure on whose face did not go down by listening, did not increase. The one who did not become more happy by listening to the news of coronation, and the one who did not become sad by listening to the news of exile, that face should be most auspicious to me all the time. That is Ramaraksha, that is Prabhu Ramachandraji. Then what should I seek from him? Very beautifully Goswami Tulsidas ji, he says, नान्या स्पृहा रघुपते हृदये स्मदीये सत्यं वदामि च भवान् अखिलान्तरात्मा भक्तिं प्रयच्छ रघुपुंगव निर्भरां मे कामादिदोषरहितं कुरु मानसञ्च. हे राम, हे प्रभु रामचंद्र, नान्या स्पृहा रघुपते हृदये स्मदीये, अस्मदीये हृदये. In my heart, in my mind, there is no other desire than Satyam. Then the desire, what he seeks, comes later. Satyam vadami cha bhavan akhilantaratma. I am not lying, I am not exaggerating when I say you are that who is residing in everybody's heart. Bhaktim prayachha raghupungava nirbharam. What is my desire? My only desire is give me bhakti, devotion. Bhaktim prayachha and kamadi dosha rahitam kuru manasancha. Take away kamadi dosha, kama, krodha, etc. from my mind. That's what he is seeking. That's what we have to ask. If Goswami Tulsidas ji is asking to remove kamadi dosha from his heart, then what we should do? We should definitely do it. Anyways, so coming back to Ramaraksha Stotra, we started with Chanda, Kilak, etc. What is Asya Shri Ramaraksha Stotra Mantrasya? It is Mantratmaka Stotra, the one which is of the nature of mantra, which is going to protect me. Prabhu Ramachandra is the most capable person for protecting me. I should ask protection from him alone. That's why I should surrender to him. Buddha Kaushika Rishi. He is the composer, the one who was told by Bhagwan Shivji in his dream. Shri Sita Ramachandro Devata. Who is the Devata for this stotra? Shri Sita Ramachandro Devata. Sita, Rama, they both are the Devata. I should prostrate to them, I should worship them, I should think about them. Anushtubh Chandah. We had stopped here. Anushtubh. There are different meters, prosody, chandas in Sanskrit. Parimita aksharanam chandaha. So the chanda is yat akshara parimanam tat chandaha. The one which has particular number of letters, particular set of arrangement of letters based on whether they are hrasva or dirgha, short vowels or long vowels. Based on that, they have been categorized into different chanda prosody meters. Anushtubh is one of the major meters. It has different subparts. But usually the Anushtubh Chanda, Anushtubh will have 32 letters in total, 4 quarters of 8, 8, 8 each. This is the Anushtubh Chanda. Why Anushtubh Chanda is important is because the first kavya, poem, which is not Vedika, outside Vedic literature, the first kavya, poetry or any stuti that was written was in this meter. This is referring to Valmiki Ramayana. It is otherwise known as Shloka. Manishatmagama pratistham shashwati samaha yat krauncha mithunadekam avadhi kavamohitam. That was the first verse that was created in this Anushtubh Chanda outside Vedic Vangmay. This is the primary meter in Ramaraksha Stotra. Some other are there, but that, if we come to that part, we will see. Next is Sita Shakti. Now this is a very beautiful point. Sita has been referred to as Shakti. Any mantra must have Devata which provides Shakti, energy, power. As is our explanation in Vedanta, we have Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is Chetana, which provides capacity, energy, etc., or in presence of whom all activities occur. But the one who is actually performing activity is Prakriti, Maya. It is like electricity and the filaments in bulb. In presence of electricity, the filaments shine and they are capable of giving light. But filaments by themselves cannot give us light. And just electricity cannot give us light also. They both together, they are capable of giving light, like that. Without Shakti, Purusha cannot act in the world. And Shakti needs Purusha for it to be able to produce any activity. Keeping this meaning aside, Sita has been referred to as Shakti here. Again, we take it for granted that it is Ardhangini of Prabhu Ramachandra, so it is Sita, she must be Shakti, Prakriti, etc. But let us think from the standpoint of Ramayana. The person who suffered and the person or anyone other than Rama who suffered the most suffered the most, not for herself or himself but for people, is Sita. For this, person needs to open Valmiki Ramayana and go through it, read through it, what is the strength of Sita Mata is. If you just guess the age or if you generally see the age, it was very young age at which they got married and she got kidnapped. She was taken away by Ravana. 14 years she had to suffer. After that, they came back. They came back in Ayodhya. Everything was going well, but the destiny, the prarabdha, had something different in mind. It so happened that one day Prabhu Ramachandra ji and Sita Maiya, they both were talking, speaking with each other, and Sita Maiya said, "O Rama," because in the first year, at the end of first year, 13, I think at the end of 13 years, my math is not mathing right now. Anyways, so what happened was, at the end of those certain years, Sita Maiya, she was taken away by Ravana. After that, Prabhu Ramachandra, he roamed around, he looked for her, he searched for her, and then during that time, many Rishimunis helped him. During their Vanvasa also, they stayed in many different ashramas. So Sita Maiya said, when we stayed there, we were their guests. They helped us, they treated us very well. Now it is our duty to go back and help them. I want to go there, meet them, I want to help them, I want to serve them. Prabhu Ramachandra ji said, okay, very good, nice. Then the topic continued, and then Prabhu Ramachandra ji said, this is a very beautiful point, and these are left out usually when we see Rama's story. Prabhu Ramachandra ji said, Apyaham jivitam jahyam tvam va site salakshmanam aradhanaya lokasya munchato nasti me vyatham. For the welfare of the people, if I have to give up Sita, you, Lakshmana, or even my own life, I will not think twice. I will do it, and I will definitely do it. Aradhanaya lokasya munchato nasti me vyatham. I will not feel sad at all. I will not hesitate. Then came the third thing. Ashtavakra Muni ji came to meet Prabhu Ramachandra ji. And during their dialogue, during the dialogue between Ashtavakra Muni and Prabhu Ramachandra, Prabhu Ramachandra ji gave vachana. He said, for the protection, for the welfare of the people, I am ready to do anything. I am ready to suffer through everything. Ashtavakra Muni ji said, okay, tathastu. With all these things, with all these dialogues, with all these in background, what followed is the most tragic part of Ramayana. After this, a Duta, a person, a Duta, yeah, he came and told Prabhu Ramachandra ji, everybody in Ayodhya is asking questions how you were able to accept Sita as your wife after such a long time. Of course, it is the doubts are going to be there, and if you are such a Satyasandha, if you are so abiding by the rules, Rama said, okay, I got the signal. Even though the crime has not been proved, the action has to be taken up. He said, if Sita stays here, it is going to create more trouble, not just for her, but for people also. So he said, as you had sought, as you wanted to stay in and help. Yes. as you wanted to help and serve Rishi Muni, go there, serve sages. You go there. Right now, I am giving you up. Now, why did he act? He had said, if I have to, I seek welfare of the people, I am ready to give my life, Lakshmana or Sita. Was he right in doing this? You have to be very strong in your own mind to take such judgment, because Rama was king. Who was there to question him, his authority? If he had said, no, what I am saying is right, people would have listened. But that is not the point here. The point here is, some years down the line, what people would have said, because he was king, he could do whatever that he wanted. He twisted the law. So, for protection of the truth, even though whatever that was said were lies, he had to suffer, and with him, Sita Mata also suffered and went through it. That is the Shakti. Did anybody ask her, did anyone ask her, are you ready with this choice? Nobody had to. Rama had that faith in Sita, because Sita Maiya was his Shakti. Because he knew that Sita Maiya is ready to suffer, she will endure that pain, I am able to take this decision. That mental strength and that Satyasandha, that abiding by the law, abiding by the truth, and seeking the welfare of the people all the time, that desire and that strength should be there in our heart. How will it come? Only when I look at the life of Rama and do his upasana through stotra such as Rama Raksha Stotra. Sri Sita Ramachandra Sita Shakti. Next comes is Srimad Hanuman Keelakam. Keelaka is a wooden pole which is used for tying an animal or cow. That is the Keelaka. So, a pole which is to which something is tied. A wedge, if you want to say in English. So, Hanumanji is that binding pole for all Rama Raksha. If you really want to know who is going to come first when you start chanting Rama Raksha, it is Hanumanji. Of course, we are going to see his stotra later, but Hanumanji is the first one to come to your aid, to your help once you start doing upasana on Rama. Whole Ramayana after Kishkindha Kand revolves around only one center, that is Hanuman. Yes, everything else is there, but all points can be tied to Hanumanji. Sundarkanda, there is very beautiful verse, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundare Sundaro Hanuman, Sundare Kim na Sundaram. Everything is beautiful in Sundarkanda, but the most beautiful thing in Sundarakanda is Hanuman. Now my question is, which I am going to answer in Hanuman Chalisa, can you call a monkey beautiful? बंदर को सुंदर कह सकते हैं क्या? Then what is that Sundara? You will see there. So, Srimad Hanuman Keelakam. Now, why do I chant? Shri Ramachandra Preetyarthe. No other desire, no other reason. May Ramachandra ji have preeti, have love for me, towards me. May he bless me. Nothing else. For Rama alone, I am chanting this stotra. Jape Viniyogaha. Now, Jape Viniyogaha, I do japa. किम जपन मुच्यते जंतुर्जन्म संसार बंधनात्। विष्णु सहस्र नाम। जप जकारो जन्म विच्छेदः, पकार पापनाशकः, तस्मात् जप इति प्रोक्तः जन्म पाप विनाशकः। अग्निपुराण says. What is japa? Jakaro janma vicheda. That the one who vicheda destroys my birth, next birth, punarjanma. And pa is papanashaka, and the one who destroys all papa, that is japa. There are different types of japa, nature of japa, vidhi yajna, upanshu japa, etc. Usually the upanshu japa is very much known. Upanshu is nijashravana yogyo syad upanshu japa smritaha. Chanting in a very soft voice, which only the person who is chanting is able to hear. That is called upanshu japa. And that is called very well and auspicious. Other japas are also there, their reasons, purpose is there, but we are not going to go into that details right now. With this, we start with the dhyana. Dhyana of Prabhu Shri Ramachandra ji. ध्यायेदाजानुबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं बद्धपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासो वसानं नवकमलदलस्पर्धिनेत्रं प्रसन्नं वामाङ्कारूढसीतामुखकमलमिलल्लोचनं नीरदाभं नानालङ्कारदीप्तं दधतमुरुजटामण्डनं रामचन्द्रम्. Now, Ajanubahum dhyayet. Dhyayet, meditate. Meditate upon whom? Ajanubahum. Ajanu, up to knees. Bahum, arms. The one who has arms up to his knees. What is the importance of such long arms? Archery. When you are to pull the rope, you can pull it much more further behind, and the arrow is able to go far away. When Sugriva and Prabhu Ramachandra ji, they met, Sugriva asked, "You have agreed to help me in defeating Vali, but he is very powerful. He killed this Mahishasura." This is not Mahishasura from Devi Purana, not that one. He killed this Mahishasura, and his bones, his skeleton is still here. Rama said, "Okay," and he just kicked and it flew far away. Sugriva was not happy. So Prabhu Ramachandra ji said, "Okay." He pulled one arrow from his quiver, pulled it behind, and he shot that arrow. That arrow went through 3 Tala Vruksha. This is Tala Vruksha is referring to Tamala Vruksha. It went through 3 trees and came back in his quiver. After seeing this prowess, after seeing the strength, Sugriva was happy and he said, "Okay, now I surrender to you. You are surely capable of protecting me." Same arrow was used, same arrow was told, or same arrow was described for getting Sugriva in line, in check. When so happened that Sugriva, he got his kingdom back. Another, if you look at Ramaraksha, Valmiki Ramayana, it has so many psychological aspects. When Vali was killed, Vali Vadha happened, Prabhu Ramachandra ji told Lakshmana, now is not the right time to go in search of Sita because monsoon is going to come. It is going to rain a lot. there is no use in going out in search of Sita. Sugriva has suffered like us in exile. He has got his kingdom back right now. Let him enjoy, let him be happy. Afterwards, we have time. We will go search for Sita. So they waited for that whole period of monsoon. But by that time, Sugriva had taken for granted, he had forgotten his promise. He got engrossed in the luxury of being a king. Then Prabhu Ramachandra, there are many things where Hanumanji told Sugriva, his mantris reminded him, Lakshmana started going. But at that time, Prabhu Ramachandra told Sugriva, he sent the message that the arrow which I shot for killing Wali, the arrow which I shot which went through 3 trees, that is still there in my quiver. He will get the message. There Rama he said Lakshmana, go to him. This has references in Ramacharitmanas also. Go to him and scare him so that he comes to me. Scare him only that much so that he comes to me. If you scare him more and if he runs away from me, he is of no use to us. So, Ajanubahum Dhrita Sharadhanusham. Now, if you see the description here, it is nothing like what usually we see in any form. Because Dhyaye Rajanubahum, okay. The one who has arms up to knee length. Dhrita Sharadhanusham, the one who is holding Dhanushya, bow in his hand. But next point is Baddha Padmasanastham. Padmasanastham with legs crossed, lotus posture. He is sitting in lotus posture and holding bow in his hand. How is it possible? It is possible if he is sitting on a throne. Pitam Vaso Vasanam, the one who is wearing yellow cloth. Nava Kamala Dalaspardhi Netram Prasannam. He has very beautiful eyes who are competing with lotus. Nava Kamala Dala. Kamala lotus. Dala petal. Nava new. The eyes are so beautiful that they are competing in beauty with new lotus petal. And it is prasannam, auspicious. Vamankarudha Sita Mukha Kamala Milal Lochanam Niradabham. Vamankarudha Sita, on whose left hand, left side is Sita Maya. And Mukha Kamala Milal, Vamankarudha Sita Mukha, who is looking at Sita, who is sitting on his left side. Lochanam, Niradabham. Niradabham, Nirada Abha. Nirada cloud. Abha Kanti. The one who is of the color of Megha, or clouds which pour water. So rain clouds. Dark skin. Nana Alankara Deeptam, the one who is wearing different Alankara. Dadhata Muru Jata Mandanam. Now, Dadhata Muru Jata Mandana, the one who is wearing jata, matted locks over his head. Is it not confusing? Because if he is sitting on a throne in Padmasana, holding Dhanushya in his hand, and if he is wearing Alankara, he should not have matted locks on his head. but there are different ways of interpreting this verse or this dhyana. It can be from Vanvasa only, because the Valkala that he is wearing, they are yellow because of turmeric. That way it can be interpreted. And Alankara is not necessary gold ornaments. They can be made up of flowers, etc. also. The matted locks which have been decorated Alankrita with flowers, etc. And the one who is ready to protect, the one on whose left side is Sita Maya, the one who has arms up to his knee length, and he is holding Dhanushya bow in his arm. Such Rama, I do dhyana of him. So different ways it can be taken, or 10 different adjectives, Visheshana from 10 different parts of his life are explaining different forms of Rama. It can be taken up. It can be interpreted that way also. Now comes the next part. Charitam Raghunath इति ध्यानम चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटि प्रविस्तरम एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातक नाशनम. रघुनाथस्य चरितम, charitra, the story, the life of Raghunatha is as vast as 100 crores of verses. It will take that many verses, that much length is there. Ekaikam aksharam pumsam, even the single word is capable of destroying all papa from his charita. Ekaikam aksharam pumsam mahapataka nashanam. Okay. Then is the description of Rama. But what I want to address is the next part, where third 3.5 verse, there it starts, Shiro me Raghava patu bhalan dasharathatmajaha. From there, Padau Bibhishana Shrida Patu Ramo Khilam Vapuhu. May Prabhu Ramachandra protect my entire body. This part is the part of Kavacha. Usually when if you are going through any physical or mental afflictions, this part is chanted sometimes as per your strength and desire, 21 times, 108 times with Sankalpa. And whenever you are chanting, that particular part of the body, Shiro, starting from your head to your toe, all those parts are touched with your arm. Prabhu Ramachandra, he is remembered and he is asked to protect. So it is Shiro me Raghava Patu Raghava, and different names of Rama have been given. The purpose behind is simple. That particular name should remind us of that particular power or story of Prabhu Ramachandra. If we just want to go through it, it is Shiro me Raghava Patu. Raghava, the one who is born in the lineage Kula of Raghu. He is the Raghuttama, Uttama. And what is the Uttama? What is in the highest place in human body? Shira. That's why Shiro me Raghava Patu. May Raghava, Rama, protect my head. Shira. Bhalam Dasharathatmajaha. Dasharatha Atmaja. Dasharatha, he was very good king, and that's why he was called Dasharatha, the one who has controlled the 10 horses of a chariot. And what are the 10 horses? 5 Jnanendriya and 5 Karmendriya. That's why he was Dasharatha. And when we say Dasharatha, the one who has controlled all these, who is controlling 5 organs of knowledge and organs of senses? Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Buddhi, intellect. Where do we say our Buddhi resides? Shira. So, but not here. Here, right? So that's why Dasharathatmaja, Bhalan Dasharathatmajaha. Then Kausalyeya Drushaupatu. Kausalyeya. Kausalya's putra. Let him protect my eyes. Because he was the apple of her eyes. She always looked for him. All these connections can be made. After which, very one beautiful part which comes, which I want to explain. Tarunau Rupa Sampannau Sukumaro Mahabalau Pundarika Vishalakshau Chira Krishna Jinambaro Phalamula Shinau Dantau Tapasau Brahmacharinau Putrau Dasharathaschetau Bhratarau Ramalakshmanau. It started with Tarunau Rupa Sampannau. Who are they? Taruna. They are young. Rupa Sampannau. Beautiful, endowed with the beautiful. Sukumaro. Sukumara, very beautiful, very delicate. Mahabalav, very powerful, have strength. Pundarika Vishalaksha, those who have eyes like a lotus. But what comes next is important in between. Phalamula Shinau Dantau Tapasau Brahmacharinau. Tarunau Rupa Sampannau Sukumaro Mahavibho Pundarika Vishalaksha Chira Krishna Jinambaro. Chira Krishna Jinambaro. Those who are wearing the deer skin. Everything earlier is talking about their beauty, how well they are. Later it has come Dasharatha's putra. They are Rajaputra, prince. Yet, what they are going through right now, they are wearing deer skin. They are roaming around in the forest. They are doing austerity. Phalamula Shinau, those who are eating phalamula, fruits and roots. And Dantau, they have controlled their Am I audible in the back? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So those who, though they have controlled their senses. Danta is Dama. Phalamula Shinau Dantau. Tapasau Brahmacharina. This is what our life should be. May we be young, may we be endowed with beauty, may we be endowed with good lineage, but what we should be doing is what is in between, ready to suffer, able to control our senses. There is one Subhashita, Rupa Yauvana Sampanna Vishalakula Sambhava Vidyahina Anashobhante Nirgandha Iva Kimshukaha. Those who are endowed with Rupa Yauvana Sampanna, endowed with Rupa, beauty, and Yauvana, young age. Vishalakula Sambhavaha, they may be born in great lineage. Vidyahinana Shobhante, if they are not endowed with Vidya, Jnana, etc., then they are not, Vidyahina na Shobhante, they do not look good at all. How? Nirgandha iva Kimshukaha. Kimshuka is referring to Palasha Vruksha. It has those red flowers which are bright red in color, and they are called Kimshuka. Kim is questioning, Shuka. So, is it parrot is like that? Because if you see that Palasha flower, it has slightly curved texture and a red color which resembles the beak of parrot. To be precise, to be accurate, parakeet. because there is only one parrot found in India. Others are not exactly parrot but parakeet. It is just genetics, genealogy, the ornithology part. Anyways, it is parakeet, referring to its beak, the red color. Like that flower, even though it is beautiful, because it has no scent, it has no fragrance, it is not used at all. Like that, here when Rama and Lakshmana they have been explained, they have been given these adjectives in between. The description is Tarunau Rupa Sampanno Sukumaro. Okay. Chira Krishna Jidam Baro Phalamula Shinau Dantau Tapasau Brahmacharinau. That's what made them better and great kings. Then comes the very much later, Mata Ramo Mat Pita Ramachandraha Swami Ramo Mat Sakha Ramachandraha Sarvaswam Me Ramachandro Dayalur Nanyan Jane Naiva Jane Na Jane. My relation to Rama, he is everything to me. Mata Ramo, he is my mother. Mat Pita, my father. Swami, he is my protector, he is my master. Mat Sakha, he is my friend. Sarvaswam me Ramachandro Dayalur Nanyan Jane Naiva Jane Na Jane. I don't know, I don't remember anything other than Rama. He is everything to me, for me. Now comes the other part where Valmiki Maharshi ji has been described. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. In Ramaraksha Stotra, why should we have Valmiki ji's description or explanation story? We should be a koel, the bird like him who is always singing the praise of Rama. Kujantam Rama Rameti, Rama Rama, the one who is singing Rama Rama, Madhuram Madhuraksharam, Aruhya Kavita Shakham, by climbing over the Kavita Shakha, on the branch of a poetry, that is Ramayana. The one who is singing Rama Rama, I prostrate to that Valmiki Maharshi ji, so that I will always be singing the praise of Rama. And then comes Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. The name of Rama is Sahasranama Tattulyam. It is as good as the 1,000 names. Okay, then why should I chant Rama Vishnu Sahasranama? That answer will be there in Vishnu Sahasranama. Because the thing is, anyways, I will not keep you waiting, I will give the answer right now. There is that power of medicine in homeopathy. That power is referring to how much fractions it has been reduced or multiplied. I think it is reduced. Usually the highest concentration cannot be given. So it is divided, it is reduced and given. So Rama, even though it is the most auspicious and most beneficial, are we capable of digesting it? So do one thing, till you understand and know the power of this one word itself, Rama, be happy, make yourself useful with 1,000 names. And then when you go there, it will be told every name is of same strength, the same result is going to be here only. You just need to have that vision and understanding. So that is the Ramaraksha Stotra. Why did I not go into details or translation of each and every verse? it would have taken away time. We would not have finished even in 3 sessions. But what is important is knowing the vision, knowing Rama's story, etc. But the thing is, Rama's story is not complete with his second half, his Bhakta Hanuman. Rama is not complete with Hanuman anywhere at any part of time, nowhere. And Hanumanji's stotra, which has been composed by Goswami Tulsidas ji, is the one which is known as Hanuman Chalisa. Chalisa, 40 verses. Hanuman Chalisa has its own beauty, its own prosody. Chanda, of course, is different, but it has its own way of explaining and describing. If you look at how Hanuman Chalisa begins, it is Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhari Baranau Raghuvara Bimala Jasu Jodayaka Phalachari Buddhihina Tanujanike Sumiro Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehumohi Harahu Kalesa Vikar. Now there are different stories why Hanuman Chalisa was composed, etc. The one is where Kali Devata, he started giving troubles to Hanumanji, so not Hanumanji, Goswami Tulsidas ji. So Goswami Tulsidas ji composed Hanuman Chalisa, and by the grace of Hanumanji, the Kali was not able to give troubles to Goswami Tulsidas ji. Another story which is told, which has not been confirmed, but it is there, people talk about it, that when Goswami Tulsidas ji was traveling, he reached Agra, and Akbar, he wanted to meet him. He said, no, I am not interested. But Akbar insisted. He said, you are such a good thing, you have done so many chamatkara, He said, I am not a magician that you think of. I am the Sevaka, Dasa, servant of Prabhu Ramachandra. He acts, I am nothing. Akbar did not like the answer, so he imprisoned him. Then Prabhu Goswami Tulsidas ji invoked Hanumanji. Then army of monkeys, they gave trouble, they destroyed some part. Then Akbar realized, and he let Goswami Tulsidas ji go. Not important story. What is important is how Goswami Tulsidas ji begins the story. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nija Mana Mukura Sudhari Baranau Raghuvara Bimala Yasu Jodayak Phalachari. He is describing Hanumanji. He is starting the stotra which is going to describe Hanuman. But he starts with Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Why? Because Hanumanji is Guru. He is Guru. If you look through Ramayana, and for Goswami Tulsidas ji personally also he is Guru, because it was Hanumanji because of whom Goswami Tulsidas ji were able to have darshana, not just darshana, know Prabhu Ramji. It so happened that Goswami Tulsidas ji was weeping. He was crying because he was, after even so many years, after doing such tapasya, upasana, he had not had darshana of Prabhu Ramji. He was crying, weeping. He sat there on Mandakini Tata, on the banks of Ganga, and while he was crying, the tears that were rolling down his cheeks, in those tears, he was making a chandana, like he was rubbing sandalwood on the stone, but the water that was being used were his tears. That's how is the description. He was remembering Prabhu Ramji, he was saying that, am I not such worthy of your grace? Please give me darshan. Then at one place, Prabhu Ramji decided to give darshana, but Goswami Tulsidas Ji were not able to identify. Now this time again, Ramji said, okay, let us go and meet him. So Prabhu Shri Ramji, he came in the form of a young boy and he approached Goswami Tulsidas Ji. After he approached Goswami Tulsidas Ji, he asked, what happened? Goswami Tulsidas Ji said, why are you troubling me? Leave me alone. Whatever you want to do, please go ahead, do whatever you want. Please don't trouble me at all. Prabhu Ramji thought, एक ही मिला है जो मुझे जाने के लिए कह रहा है. If I go right now, and if he realizes that it was Prabhu Ramji whom I asked to go away, go ahead, how much will he cry? So Prabhu Ramji had no answer, no choice, but Prabhu Ramji said, Hanumanji, come here. Then Hanumanji came in form of a parrot, Tota. And Hanumanji came in form of a parrot and told Goswami Tulsidas Ji that the one who is in front of you is nothing but Prabhu Ramji himself. Look at him. Mandakini tata Rama ghat par pragate Dasharath Nandan bole madhura bani mein dhanudhar baba de do chandan. Madhur bani mein dhanudhar bole. Dhanudhar Prabhu Ramji, the one who is holding bow. He said, Baba chandan de do. Give me the tilak laga do. Mandir ja raha hu, tilak laga do. But Goswami Tulsidas Ji was not able to identify. And that is the stage of Ajnani. It is there in front of us, but we are not able to identify it. It is not knowing something new. It is knowing something which is already known. It is just we need to identify it. And who can help us do that? It is Guru. Only by grace of Guru and his teaching we are able to know that which is already known. And then came there Hanumanji, and Hanumanji said, Tulsidas, open your eyes. Prabhu Ramji is in front of you. Safala karo Drug Hanumanji bole ban kar tota. Shri Raghubir khade hai sanmukh tulasi tu kyun rota. Safala karo Drug Hanumanji bole ban kar tota. Open your eyes. Wipe away the tears. Prabhu Ramji himself is in front of you. And that's why there is this doha. चित्रकूट के घाट पर भई संतन की भीर तुलसीदास चंदन घिसे तिलक देत रघुबीर. Goswami Tulsidas Ji gave tilak chandan to Prabhu Shri Ramji. That is the story. Remembering this incident, Goswami Tulsidas Ji said, Hanuman ji to हमारे गुरु जी है, उनका स्मरण करना चाहिए. And if I am going to describe him, what is the other better way than describing him as Guru? And that's why he starts Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. And this is not there just in Hanuman Chalisa, but if you look at Ramacharitmanas, everywhere, wherever Goswami Tulsidas Ji has described Hanumanji has been described as Guru, because it was Hanumanji because of whom Sugriva came to Prabhu Ramji. Vibhishana, he came to Prabhu Ramji. So भक्त और भगवान को मिलाने वाले, the one who unites devotee and the divine, Devata, is a Guru, and that's who Hanumanji is. His glory we are going to see, but that we will see in the next session. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.